Hi, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be checking out one of the boxes off the to-do list before winter sets in. And one of those things is to take down this little maple here. You can see got the cable and chain going up to it. It's not a big maple, it's only about 6-7 inches diameter at the base. But the problem is it leans towards the garage. And it may not look it, but the distance up there is 20 feet or so from the top of the tree to the top of the garage. But last winter it was bent over by the snow and was resting on top of the garage roof. So I think it should go. And the reason why it's bending over is it grew tall and skinny because it had some white pines and another maple around it that made it grow up straight. And we had those white pines removed, like this is last year. And the tree is not going to be strong enough to stand up on its own. Big heavy snow will take it down. So we got to get rid of it. Today we're going to be using the little Husqvarna T540XP Mark III to take it down, as well as the skidding winch on the back of the Kubota. This is a little overkill, the skidding winch, for this size tree, but I want to make sure it doesn't fall onto the garage. If I was in the woods I wouldn't worry about it, but around here I'd rather not do that. Snug up the winch, get a little tension on the wire, and get ready to go. Might not need a chainsaw. I'm gonna do a shallow notch on this. Well, the Husqvarna start. Well, went pretty good. Went in the right direction. Didn't hit the garage, that's the important thing. So we'll clean this up and be right back with you. Alright everybody, I unhooked the cable from the tree and got it up on the forks. Just so I can lop off some of the trunk here for firewood. Then we'll trim up some of the branches and probably haul it down to the swamp to wildlife habitat. Alright, anyway, that's about all I'm going to take for firewood. The rest is going to go down the swamp for wildlife habitat. I'll drag it down the tractor and cut it up down there. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Husqvarna. As a funny little side note, one of my neighbors who knows that I'm a Stihl guy stopped in the other day, asked how I was feeling, if I was ill. He had seen this in the prior video, and he's a Husqvarna guy, so he was concerned for my health. Well, as you've seen, the Husqvarna T540XP Mark III does a pretty good job on that maple. Blocked it up good. It's about a 6-inch maple. No struggle at all with it. Loomed it up well. The closing you just saw was, well, I rambled on for 7.5 minutes, almost 8 minutes. So I figured I'd redo it. This time with a cheat sheet, so I stay on track. All right, so here's the Husqvarna T540XP Mark III. And as you saw just a little while ago, or actually yesterday, head cut fine. Has great power. Here's a list of the pros. The power has, it's in the 40cc class of saws and puts out about 2.6 horsepower. So the power is great for cutting, has plenty of power. As long as you don't cut anything too big, that is. It's relatively light at 9 pounds. It's a little heavier than my Stihl 194, but I don't really notice it too much. The chain teeth, the edge of the teeth seems to be a lot more durable than the Stihl's. I went through 20 tanks of gas before I had to do just a hand file touch-up, a light touch-up. I'm at about 25 tanks of gas now, and it's still doing good. It'll need a touch-up again soon. It has great balance. It's easy to carry around. It doesn't do anything unexpected. Just stays where it's supposed to. And probably a good pro on this is the price. The equivalent Stihl chainsaw would be the 201C-EM, and that is about $200 more than the Husqvarna. And they're pretty comparable power and weight-wise and all that sort of thing. All right, now on to the cons. If you go back to the video, and I'll stick the specific time below, but as when I was lopping up that maple, you'll see that the saw just shuts down. I'm going from one cut to another one, and just shuts down just as I'm about to make that second cut. I think it has to do with the auto tune. I'm not sure. It only does it occasionally. I'm glad I got it on camera, but it starts right up right after, so it's no big deal. I suspect it's part of the auto tune, but I don't know for sure. I'm not an expert on Husqvarnas. This being my first Husqvarna I ever saw. All right. Let's see. The bar and chain. This is common for the class of the saw, Stihl's included. It's a thinner chain that you need to compensate for the lesser size of the engine, less power than the bigger saws. It cuts well, cuts fast, but it's rather, what's the right word, delicate maybe. When the chain comes off the bar when you're sawing, it'll get all chewed up in there, and the little, I call them the shark fins on the bottom that go into the guide bar, they get all dinged up, and you end up having to file each one of those individually, take off any burrs and things to get it back into the bar. But it's a trade-off between having good cutting capability and durability. Works good for cutting, as long as it doesn't come off the bar. All right, the chain tensioner. This is something that I thought was weird. It's usually chain tensioners are built into the body of the saw, so it'd be on the back side of the bar, so to speak. On this model, it's built into the cover. So then it has the adjusting screw over here. It's a little dusty. So the adjustment mechanism is built into the cover. So you have to have the cover loose in order to adjust the bar, but tight enough so it doesn't just all move around and get all sloppy on you. So it takes a little bit of balance there to get the right snugness on this nut, to be able to hold the bar in position as well as be able to move the bar by the tension screw. Let's see. I think that pretty much covers it for the pros and cons. It's a great little saw. Neither of those cons are what I call deal killers. They're just little things that you get used to. Great power, $200 cheaper than the Stihl. Decent weight and good balance. And I think it's become my new favorite saw. We'll have to see how long it lasts. I don't know about the durability. Like I mentioned, I had 25 tanks of gas through it. So we'll see how it goes in a year or two. All right, now we're gonna go back to take one from yesterday for the closing. And it is now my favorite of the little saws. So hope you enjoyed this, learned something maybe, and we'll see you again next time. Remember to like and subscribe as well. Have a good day.